What's up, YouTube? In today's topic, I'm gonna talk about wanting more out of life and not settling, right? So, I struggle with this too, but like when you refuse to settle for like the bare minimum, or like you just not gonna tolerate average shit. Like I'm talking about like when it comes to friendships, when it comes to your work, to your goals, to your passions in life. When you tend to not settle for like, again, the bare minimum, if you want more out of life, and I'm talking about not just certain areas of life, I'm talking about in all aspects of life. I'm talking about when it comes to your diet, when it comes to the type of friends you meet, the type of relationships you have with family members, with romantic partners, when it comes to your career, whatever, or your job, or just anything. When you tend to not settle and want more out of it, like you really want to be great out of life, you want to aim to be greater than, like, you just want to reach your fullest potential in any means possible, right? Easier said than done. It is a long process, but you'd rather die trying to reach your full potential, right? And if you have that mindset, it's a very great thing. It's a very amazing, and it's a beautiful thing, and you should always have that mindset. But I feel like, at least for me, like sometimes with me, it's hard to like to um to settle, because like I want more out of life. So, for example, right, when it comes to relationships, right, if you want people, like, if you want more out of your relationships with people, friends, and family, right, and the more you're trying to heal yourself, of course you're gonna want people who've done the work you've done. You want to meet people who have the same morals as you. Not in a way where like you're picky about people, or like you're trying to nitpick people, but in a way where like you're trying to meet people at your level. Meaning, if you don't tolerate disrespect, if you don't tolerate using people, if you don't tolerate just bad talking, just disrespecting people, right? Especially when it comes to friends. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be hard for you to find like-minded people like that. Now, again, I'm not sure how it is for most people, but usually at times, I've experienced this too. At times, you're going to be alone a lot, like, or even if you're around people, you're going to feel alone around them, because more than likely, if you want great things in this world, we have a lot of average people. We have a lot of people who just settle. We have a lot of people who aren't willing to change, right? And again, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I am in the process of trying to reach my full potential, But um, you're you're gonna deal with sometimes isolation. You're gonna deal with loneliness, and you're gonna just feel very alone from people, even if you're around people, because if you're not meeting people at your same vibration, if you're not meeting people who are at your level, who have done the same healing work, who have done the same spiritual work, and who just want things out of life the same thing how you want things out of life, just morals, treating you with basic respect, being nice and kind to you, trying to help you, uplift you, and vice versa. You do the same thing, and it's gonna be hard for you to find these types of people, because a lot of people aren't willing to reach their full potential. They like to settle, And I feel like a lot of people who tend to want more out of life, I feel like they experience a lot of isolation a lot more. Um, like, even if you study the greats, like famous athletes, like they all have I've noticed a pattern within them. Like, they tend to have similar stories where like they feel kind of outcasted, or they feel very different, or not even that, but like they feel very isolated from people. Like, usually they're just going against the grain, and like a lot of people just view these types of people as crazy, or just they view them as like weird, or weird or different. They treat them as an outcast. But these same people who are treated that way, they always tend to be great. And I feel like, and there's a saying that like it's lonely at the top. It is kind of true to a certain extent, because it could be anything. Like, if you want more out of friendships, yeah, it's gonna be lonely at the top. It's gonna take time for you to meet like-minded people. You're not Because a lot of people aren't willing to take that extra mile, right? So if people are gonna settle, and if you don't want to settle, then you're gonna want more out of people, and then like you're not gonna be able to meet people that are on your level, right? So it's gonna be extremely hard. It's mentally hard, because when you deal with isolation, or just feeling alone from people, or just feeling different from people in general, it's gonna be hard to to remain at the right path. Like you just want to settle, you just want to meet people at their level, right? Even though you're far above them, you know. So that one makes it extremely tough. But just know that if you're experiencing like isolation, or if you're experiencing, if you feel like if you feel like you just feel very different from people because you want more out of life and people just seem to settle, just know that you're not alone, and just keep your head up, keep going against the grain. And again, most importantly, you're not alone. If you believe in God or the universe, turn it to them. Pray if you have to. Try to use the law of attraction. Try to focus on your long-term goals, and just keep doing you, and keep self-improving, because eventually you will meet people who are at your level. Probably not at the moment, and I know it gets extremely frustrating. It's like, damn, man, like, why am I always meeting the same fucking people who aren't willing to change? I'm always coming across disrespectful people, and this shit gets really annoying, because like no matter where you go, no matter how much moves you make in life, you always keep meeting the same fucking people who are just shitty people, right? But you want more out of people who would rather treat you with respect, who are like-minded like you, right? Who has the same vision, who has the same goals, who wants to go far in life. But if you're not meeting people that are like that, it's very hard to find these types of people. And it doesn't have to be people. It could be at your workplace. It could be what you want out of life. Just it could be in your family system, in your relationships, whatever it is. If you want more out of something, you're going to experience isolation. You're going to experience some type of bullshit, you know. But I guess my advice is just know that you're not alone. You're not alone. A lot of people also experience what you got to experience, where they want more out of life, and they just have high expectations for themselves and for other people. But most times, a lot of people, they fail to meet these expectations. And I don't mean setting expectations in a narcissistic, selfish way. I mean it in a way where, like, the amount of work you put in, you expect the same people to like be at your level, but a lot of people aren't willing to do that, you know. So this is why you tend to experience a lot of isolation, and like you're just alone from people. I know this shit gets frustrating, because it's like, damn, I put in all the work, I deserve to meet like-minded people, I deserve to have that job, you know. Just stay patient, you know, because if you keep putting in the work, if you keep having faith, eventually, regardless, no matter how long it's gonna take, you're going to get it. You know, you just got to keep your head straight, just fight through the bullshit. And like, not only that, but while you're experiencing a lot of dumb shit from people and life situations just being thrown at you, you could learn from these situations, and it can make you a lot stronger and a lot more wise, and a stronger person. This is a better human being overall, and it's gonna work in your advantage, you know. And again, just keep your head straight. Have faith. Whatever you believe in, you could be religious, you could be into spirituality, whatever you believe in, go to that. Or if you have any like close friends or just loved ones, just go to that. Or if you have something you love doing, focus on that. And most importantly, always have faith, and have that tunnel vision. Like, just keep your head up, don't keep your head down, and just keep going against the grain, because eventually, whatever your goals and desires may be, you will get there. I know it's lonely, I know it seems kind of discouraging, but just know that just the fact that you're putting in the work, just the fact that you have that vision, and just the fact that it's in your heart's desires to want more out of life, you will get it. You know, just it may not look like it right now, but again, it's always important to have that tunnel vision. It's always important to have faith, and eventually you will get it. The worst thing you could do is just settle and be at other people, or just be at your workplace, or just settle for these bad habits again, you know. Don't do that. And I understand, like, life happens, so like you can experience setbacks. You also experience like just any life situation where it just holds you back. It could be anything. It could be setbacks, it could be like delays, it could be like maybe you got robbed or something, you know, or maybe someone stole money from you, you know, or like a tragedy, you know what I'm saying? Like, or like personal situations, family situations, whatever it may be, right? I know these setbacks, but just we all experience setbacks. It's part of life, you know. Just the most important thing is to overcome these setbacks and to learn from it, and it's gonna make you a lot stronger person, and it's gonna make you more wise. And I feel like the more failure, isolation, bullshit, and setbacks you experience, I feel like it's gonna set you up to be even more successful and to have more of an impact, not only on in your life but in other people's lives as well. Basically, like, the more bullshit you experience, don't get discouraged, because it's not going to happen in vain. Like all the setbacks, all the blockages you're experiencing, basically what it's doing is helping you become stronger, and it's gonna set you up for even more success, because once you reach the top, you're able to help other people through your experiences, through your wisdom, and how you're able to overcome these situations. And then you have a lot of people that are gonna look up to you. I mean, it could be like you start your own family, and they could look up to you and be able to share your knowledge, and then all the wisdom, knowledges, it gets passed down from generation to generation. And that's how you pretty much you make a world a better place. By you experiencing hardships, you overcome them, you reach more success, and then you share your success. And then like it's an ongoing cycle of like people sharing wisdom after wisdom after wisdom, and then eventually it's gonna make this world a lot better place, you know. And this is where people get their purposes. This is where people are unique. It doesn't have to be like that specifically, but you get what I'm saying. Like, don't get discouraged when you're experiencing blockages, man. Because if anything, it's meant to set you up for success, no matter how painful it is, you know. And I understand, like, life is unexpected, you know, just shit might happen. But just know that, like, no matter what hardship you go through, you can always use it to your advantage. And if you're able to overcome it, you'll be a lot more unstoppable, a lot more stronger than the average person, you know. And I don't mean that in an egotistical way. I mean in a way where, like, you're able to help a lot more people, and you're able to help yourself as well, you know. So again, it's a quick video, but it's more so just don't get discouraged, have faith, and like there's nothing wrong with wanting more out of life. And like if you feel like your situation, you just feel stuck in your situation, or you just feel like people aren't meeting your expectations, or your job is not meeting your expectations, or just life in general, just don't get discouraged. Learn from these situations, learn from these lessons, and like you're meant to learn something, you know, or you can learn from something, you know. Maybe you're not meant to learn something, but you can use it to your advantage. You can use any situation that's a hardship to your advantage, and you can use it to make you a more successful and a more well-rounded person, you know. You can help other people, you know. But again, like, comment, subscribe, and good luck, and have a good one. Peace.